Soldiers with swords in hand to the walls coming, horsemen about the streets riding and running, sentinels on the walls, armour crying, petards against the ports, wildfire are flying, when cannons are roaring and bullets are flying, be the good honor, we must not fear dying.
Trumpets on turrets high, these are resounding, drums beating out aloud, echoes resounding, alarm bells in each place, they are a-ringing, women with stones in laps to the walls bringing, when cannons are roaring and bullets are flying, heed the good order, we must not fear dying.
Open fields on their foes rushing, gentlemen second them with their pikes pushing, engineers in the trench, earth uprearing, gunpowder in the mines, pagans are blowing, when cannons are roaring and bullets are flying, be the good order, we must not fear dying.
In the ports they are down letting, burghers come flocking by to their hands setting, ladders against the walls they are uprearing, women great timber logs to the walls bearing, when cannons are roaring and bullets are flying, be the good honor, we must not fear dying.
Well, hello there everyone. Assuming that you can hear me and there are no random technical issues on that end, good evening and welcome back to Beornia. Victoria 2, my main game. It's not Lethal Company, but it's lethal in many other ways. It's lethal in terms of being declared on constantly by all these enemies. I'm a defensive nation. I keep getting declared on. Session 1 I get declared on by the Incas. Session 5 I get declared on by Lotharingia. I get declared on by Amazonia and the Dual Monarchy. It's all, we're just defensive, we're a peaceful people. I don't get the hate. So yeah, hello everyone, welcome. Great to be back with you this evening for your Victoria 2 entertainment all night. You know, I don't stream multiplayer that much anymore, if at all, but I like to think that I can even bring a lot to the table in the single player content, which a lot of other people do. I think I can still bring a lot to the table and provide a unique experience. Do you get this much engagement in the chat from any other streamer? Do you ever go to another stream and get situations where the chat is so slow and the streamer is trying to desperately find people to chat and talk? No, that only happens here. You mostly get experiences where you'll barely get a word in and you can barely get the streamer's attention because the chat is going so fast or they're just not looking. But here, you're front and centre. I'll always talk to you. Yoi first of 5. Hello Romanius. Tonfon, Inkalem Ladoge. Good to see you all. Welcome back. So, will it finally come home? I want to see some dead Amazonians. Oh, that's harsh. Yeah, will it come home? It's going to come home in the late game if it ever does. I mean, we're in 18... What year is it? 1895? 1895. Can't believe it. I mean, it's been a very difficult campaign. It's been challenging. This country has no resources. Let me just unmute on Discord so that this thing shows up. We've still got like 40 years. This I think this mod goes beyond 1936 as well. Pretty sure. If it doesn't, we'll just extend the time date ourselves. But yeah, we're trying our best here. It's been rough, right? We're barely even able to take down Lotharingia, which keeps getting immigrants and keeps scaling stronger than me. Well, just a little bit weaker, but they're still scaling up relative to me, which is rough. And Amazoni, the dual monarchy's feeling, attacked me, and I barely got out of that with a white piece. Because no matter how many times I beat down the Amazonian army, they rebuilt their entire army in about 20 seconds every time. And then I got on 100 war exhaustion from being like 5 provinces occupied for a couple of years, you know? War exhaustion goes too far up in this mod. I'm sure that might be addressed at some point. That's not just a multiplayer problem, although if this was a multiplayer mod, high war exhaustion gain would have been balanced a long time ago. But this affects single player people as well, you know, it's unfair. You're probably more likely to get sieged annoyingly by the AI than people are in multiplayer, because the AI will just run behind your lines or run in from random borders or land on you with one stack and siege you, which is more likely to build up your war exhaustion, whereas multiplayer players will sit back, look for a front line, or make concerted united offensives. They won't just, if they're good, they won't just randomly siege out of nowhere, unless there's a good strategy to it. The AI doesn't think strategically, it just moves in and tries to kill you, and sends troops everywhere sieging you, aimlessly. But the multiplayer players, at least when you learn, you have to fight with a certain strategy in mind, and you don't just randomly go in. At least 90% of the time, and in theory, there's times where you could go randomly in, don't get me wrong. You know, if your strategy is to get someone's war exhaustion up a little bit, you could go and do some random sieges. But it's generally not a winning move immediately. But yeah, we could get into the nuts and bolts of various strategies, but here we are, back again. Looking forward to, well, am I looking forward to it? Yes, of course I am. I'm looking forward to hanging out with you and playing some Victoria 2. Am I looking forward to some of the annoying wars we might have to fight? Not necessarily, but it is what it is. I am looking forward to inheriting those African nations, because we finally fixed it, okay? Mr. Bolton was giving me misinformation on the last stream, just as he was giving misinformation when we played Lethal Company. The guy's a menace. He's intentionally sabotaging stuff just so he can win the channel point bets. But, like, he got us killed in Lethal Company because he bet against us, and he arguably fed misinformation on fixing the mod because he bet against me inheriting the African countries. Can you believe it? But I have gotten the real facts. I've gotten, you know, the facts from the mod maker, Danuke. Of course, he's finally coming in clutch, as usual. And I've made a little edit to the event. I've taken off... So the event to inherit the African countries had the European capital city requirement on the country that gets the inheritance, of course. Is that something they could look into getting rid of permanently? I don't know. There's a debate to be had about whether a non-European country should be able to partake fully in the scramble by inheriting countries through the sphere. Certainly, in my case, I really wanted to, and it made sense for my nation, because we had no resources down here. We have to seek resources elsewhere. But I also, while I was at it, I removed the condition that I have to be at peace to do it, because I don't want everything else to slow down. There is actually still a mean time to happen of 12 months for it to work, so we might still be waiting about a year or more, but there's no requirement to be not at war, so we can just go and do everything and we'll still get them. You know what I mean? Anyway, so that should be fixed. Another little note I want to give before I commence actually playing the game here is that there should be an OpenVic dev diary dropping tonight. Most likely tonight. I don't know when exactly. They just need to finalise a few things. But that should be dropping tonight, and we might take a little bit of time to give you a teaser and look at it, and I'll answer maybe a couple of questions or something right here on this Vic 2 stream. But we're going to be doing a dedicated full-on discussion stream based on the dev diary tomorrow on YouTube, the return of the discussion streams of OpenVic. There's many great updates there, and I'm looking forward to getting into it. So as this stream goes on, we'll see we'll see how it goes, and I'll see if I can show you the dev diary on the OpenVic website. If you want to see the dev diary drop live and you want to read it directly immediately, then join the community server. Join the community server for OpenVic. Right there, that's the link. And if you opt yourself into the dev diary and announcements ping role on the role react channel or in the early onboarding when you join or whatever, you can get pinged when the dev diary drops, and then you can go and read it firsthand. And yes, I'm just checking what they're saying down in the team. Yeah, they're doing planning stuff for the stream in the server on the fucking OpenVic development server right now, but I can't really at the moment because I have to stream Victoria too. So, hello everyone, what's up? I mean, we might be looking at slower numbers now. It's Tuesday. The campaign is getting shitty, and in the late game, we could be winding it down. I hope it's not reaching that point. I hope the fact that it's Beornia can still attract people. But is there going to be a dead chat as well? I still want to do a little bit of an intro before we unpause and go. We're still looking at about 22 viewers, so I'll wait for more to tune in. You know, just chilling out here doing an intro. No one have anything to say about OpenVic or anything like I just talked about? No one have anything to say about the intro to the stream? Like I said earlier, this stream is unique in that I'm actually waiting for the chat to notice me, whereas a lot of streams have fucking chatters going ignored and waiting for the streamer to notice them. It's the complete inverse here sometimes. What are the coal provinces in Africa? Fantastic question, thank you. 1.01 thousand pots here. So, I already have most of them. This one here and this one here, I already have them. And I'm not gaining any new coal out of taking Sokoto and all that. And there's also coal here. The main coal is down in South Africa, which Burgundy has. I mean, as if Burgundy had a shortage of coal. And they really needed to take that. They have half the fucking coal in the world. Rhenish Confederation. Ah. Ooh. Cool. World geopolitics needs a rebalance. Wait, were we about to attack Lotharingia? Was I literally? Yeah, I was. I was doing take capital in Lotharingia. Because guess what? They have coal. They have a lot of it. I'm after Lotharingia's coal, right here. Wait. They've lost a coal province? I swear to fuck they used to have two. They just have one. Chat, do not gaslight me. I swear to God they used to have two coal provinces. They used to have none, then they gained two like a decade ago. And now they just have one. What? That's right, Inculin. Yeah, lots of people say Chile has coal. Damn right it should get some more events. If you want to make this country viable. Or any South American country viable, because there's nothing. Average event that turns your industrial goods into fruits. Well, at least we'll get something, eh? Fucking hell. As if this couldn't get any more doomer. I probably thought plantations were more important. And here I was thinking that South America was on the rise and gaining coal, but it's getting rid of its coal. It's like we've gone over 100 years into the future and everyone's like, oh my god, climate change, we need to close our coal mines. So it's early for that. Come on. Yeah, it's the Poland-Lithuania series. Do I have a link to that? Yeah. Can you sphere a region? I mean, yeah, I do have some spherelings. I released Galicia, which was a fantastic move, but I tried to get various feelings. Obviously, by the time I became a great power, the sphere market was very saturated. There's not much I can get. I used to have a bit of the Arcadian, Plantagenetan countries sphered. We could sphere Lusitania here, actually. I mean, that's actually probably a good call. They do not have coal. Yeah, they do. They do have a little bit. They're worth sphering. But they might already be a little bit contested. Yeah, Arcadia themselves are trying to sphere it. Qingchu is in the Vinlandic sphere because Vinland's a great power. There's 2 great powers in North America, guys. Very hard to compete with that. Spain completely lost its colony of New Granada, which makes Spain a bit easier to deal with if we want to use that as an underbelly. But they're still stronger than me in brigade count and stuff. Do those low pot provinces even do anything for you coal-wise? This one is my coal province, and it produces 0.2. It's fuck all. Look in Asia. I've looked before, mate. Don't think I haven't looked before. You know, there's nothing here. There's barely anything. It's all in Korea and Japan, which I cannot really go into. And Zorao, sphered by Arcadia. Scandinavia here in the Philippines, you know? Bit of India that Burgundy owns. If it wasn't like 70 years into the game, there might be a possibility, but the other countries have taken up all the stuff, you know? Okay, I'm unpausing onto speed 2. As we hopefully, although we still have to wait a year, so maybe when we get to 1896 I'll start a channel point prediction as to whether we inherit the African countries. But there should be still a meantime to happen, so we still have to wait. Unless... Oh yeah, and I just attacked Lotharingia. I keep forgetting to do that this stream. And they're very strong. They have a higher standing brigade count now. Well, no, they don't, but they're higher than my... they're higher than my... What do you call it? Fucking supply limit. What do you call it? Potential brigade count. What's the word for that? Would encouraging immigration on your coal province do anything? No. I love starting up like the 7th session of this campaign and having to re-answer all the same questions we've already dealt with in the past. I mean, sorry, but force limit, that's the one. Cheers. It's like every session is a new campaign where I start from scratch in terms of the information. Repeating myself. So I just declare war and do that right now. 100 war score. Galicia and Oil will join me. I shouldn't have called in Oil because they might still have to be at peace in order to be inherited. But it's fine, we can live with that. Don't apologise, it's just me being a dick. Sorry, Tom Fun. Maybe get a silly general in here. Move up. I don't know why I'm attacking this region when it's actually the capital I'm after. Well, Brady, if you want to ask me what country I'm playing in the next campaign, that would actually be an interesting question, and I don't know. Where do we go after this? I'm still curious as to whether it's possible to play a TGC Brazil rework. If that's come out, it was promised to. It was like said it might be coming out around this time. Right. I should attack that. That 29k stack moving in here. No river crossings. Marginal farmland has no defensive penalty for me, so I'm going to grab my best attack general, which is now Ian Havelock. It's always been Ian Havelock. Our Ian. He's been a legend. And I will attack them. Oh, they have that as well. This is what I mean about the AI, remember? They go off on random little movements that occupy you, but they get your war exhaustion up, and that is going to happen here as well, and there's nothing we can do about it. Because the best way to beat the AI is to defeat them in detail and, like, defeat them piecemeal. Tawantin Suyu might be an interesting... Oh, yeah, Inkalim is right. You're right, mate. Thank you for raising something I've already talked about, so I don't have to repeat myself. I actually am thinking of doing a Zorao campaign, because that looks fascinating. That's actually genuinely what I was thinking of doing. Tawantin Suyu might be good, but we'd have to face the similar South American problems of having no resources if we play them. I don't know if I want to go through that again, you know? I think I want to change. Let's just check Australia to see what resources it has. So it has coal. Does it have iron? It has copper. It has gold. It has a lot more provinces than it does in the base game. It has lead. It does have a lot of iron over in the western areas and in the bits controlled by European countries, but still. Why did they make Zorao so fucking good but not South America, right? Come on. They made Australia one of the best industrial regions in the world, but left South America out to dry. Damn, they're talking on the OpenVic server, because the dev diary is rapidly approaching. But I can't take part because I'm busy. You know, I have to get on the Beornia and grind to my viewers. They demand this. Is there a Bavaria vid later this week? Yes. Friday. And you better be there. As a matter of fact, I've got something else to announce that's also going to be on Friday. Most likely. And that is, I'm going to be playing Lethal Company, but not with my traditional crew, with Dino Stan, Mountain General, and I don't know who the fourth is going to be. We're going to be doing a legendary Lethal Company game with some of the greatest map game content creators. Oh, here we have to play the endless follow-up game again. Oh, what the fuck is that attack? Luckily, I've got my 3 defense general already on that, but that came out of nowhere. That came out of nowhere. I will mobilize. I thought I had already clicked it. I just arrived there first, although that's just a straight up attack. Oh my god, that roll and that general!
Oh, asterisk, asterisk, asterisk. Here we go again.
Thanks so much, Vape Nation, for the 9 months. I followed up here, right? Because they don't get wiped. They never get wiped in this game. By the way, why did it unpause when I clicked on a battle? How do you turn that off? I've asked that before. No one answered previously. No one helps. But I beat them in this battle, then I follow up, but my guys arrive first, and they get a massive roll, and the game just unpaused when I clicked on the battle again. How do you turn that off? No one knows. Don't know why that is even happening. But my generals are so fast that I always arrive before the enemy into the province, and then I die because they get like a fat roll. And they're reinforcing. They're reinforcing. But I won. But I have my 3 attack, and they're still attacking. That's the shit that AI does. So this stack might be fucked. I need to get some assistance down there. And then I follow up, but it's my defensive general. I've lost half my soldier pops already. I've lost half my fucking soldier pops already, lads. Where have my soldier pops gone? What's this attack? Can I hold out here? Why? The game keeps wildly unpausing and unpausing based on when I click shit. When I click battles. It is driving me mental here. Guys, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, let's get Lusitania in the spear. But they are being attacked by a country. Finland, Qingchu, Mexico. It's over. Now what's this here? That's a defense general. Don't do it. I'm encouraging soldier pops in all 5 of my like national focuses, and nothing's happening. They're attacking again. On the Raz is here, but Zenmos isn't. From a quick Google about the unpausing, I'm finding 12-year-old forum post saying it's a bug no one can repeat consistently to bug fix. Alright, cool. We'll note it down for OpenVic though. I'll tell them, I'll try and remember to tell them that tomorrow. Or what you can do when we're doing the discussion stream tomorrow is leave us a question or mention it in the chat. Or I dare say, give a super chat to give me your attention. Or give you my attention. Because unlike these streams, I'm not reading every message in those because I can't. You know, I'm not that desperate. But yeah, why don't you donate? Why don't you subscribe and donate? How about that? And that's just a general message to anyone right now. They are attacking me with a lot of shit here. I need to reinforce that. That's my attack general. This is my defense general, but I'm close to sieging that. I got the dig in, but because I reinforced the battle, my dig in that I had against them was cancelled. So, when you reinforce a battle, you lose your dig in. That's well known in multiplayer, and we consider that. What's this? Why the Lotharingian AI is so aggressive? The Miltech is 14. Hey! Oh my god, this is arguably the most bullshit I've ever seen. The event to inherit Sokoto and stuff is working, but they refused. This is so annoying. Can anything just work? And just go. Where are my transports? Oh, they're part of this fleet. Oh, fucking hell. I have to declare war on them. I'm just gonna send some mobilized troops there off the bat and just head down on an expedition. But I am dealing with a 69 Brigade Lotharingia, which is almost as many brigades as me, even though I've already beaten them down in two other wars. I've crushed them multiple times. But they just get stronger. Did anyone watch the game on Saturday? Which game? There's all sorts of games to talk about. There's loads of football going on in the world. For example, any football going on today? Anyone know of any football going on today? Look at the casualties. Look at the casualties when I get a bad roll. When I get a good roll, the casualties are like a little bit more, but when they get a good roll, it's like fucking 3k. Vape Nation, I'm repeating myself again, but I've already said on this stream that I removed the war requirement for it to happen. But it fucked me over by them refusing. I did not anticipate that. So again, the game fucks me over in ways I could never have imagined. As it always does. -6 digging his bark again, lads! I cannot fucking handle this. I don't know if I can actually see this through. We're at 40 viewers, no one gives a fuck anymore. I think Beornia is done as well. I think we're just hitting Libury days. That's fucking shite. Just doing this for like fucking 50 more years in game. Now I have to go and do this with Sokoto as well. Same shit. Are we looking forward to that? I have to go and do the same with Sokoto. Oyo didn't join my war. They will join. Well, at least I've got Oyo. That helps. And Kanan Bornu won't join. They've got a truce. We've got something going for us. I don't know what that is, Trivolo. Am I really going to lose this battle? Well, of course I am. I've got -5 digging. The enemy's building up another stack of units that they've probably already rebuilt from me wiping them. It's the Sisyphus. Again and again. Fighting these shitty South American wars. With decreasing and decreasing viewers every session. Do you have any idea how depressing it is? Lusitania lost half its land, but I've now got them in the sphere. I anticipate that that big Lotharingian stack will attack me. I think they will do that. Following up again for the 50 millionth time. Gonna bypass that river. So I've had, by the way, let's have a test, right? I've been blockaded a little bit, and I've had one province occupied. My war exhaustion is on 15%. You saw that. You fucking saw that. You read the number. If there's anyone in the chat. Now, I don't know guys, I don't know. Like now the dual monarchy deck's on Cannon Bornu. I don't know if I can be arsed with this shitty campaign anymore, to be honest guys. Chat's dead, no one's watching. It's like just, I'm not enjoying it, it's annoying. What do we do? To be honest, I think I'd rather edit videos tonight. I need to edit Bavaria Part 14. I don't think I can be fucked with this. Can I hang around long enough for that OpenVic dev diary to happen? I don't know. They never gave a specific time when they're going to actually post it. What do you think, guys? Do you have any thoughts on anything? Talk to me. For once, talk to me on the stream. Chat, I'm here for you. I'm going to be honest with you though, I've been in an editing mood all day. I mean, as I was deciding what to do this evening, I felt the obligation to play Beornia, because I did say I would, and I do need to continue this campaign, and I need to stream and make direct money from subs and donations. But I've also been in an editing mood, and I want to get on with Bavaria Part 14 and maybe other things. So that's where I'm at in terms of the mentality of what I've wanted to do. But also this shit, this fucking, the Lotharingia War, Sokoto, Cannon Bornu. We've been trying to inherit these African countries for like 4 sessions. 3 maybe at the most actually, but this shit is so annoying. Sokoto refusing to be annexed, dual monarchy decking on that. I mean, I could get through it by cheating, but then that also takes away the fun. 27 viewers, oh my god. I don't know, guys. Fucking hell, that is so fucking brutal and depressing. I was getting up to 80 viewers on the last stream of this campaign. Where did they go? No one says anything, like the chat's dead. You did say you were ending the stream. Well, I didn't actually definitively say it, you know, I'm just trying to open up the dialogue and tell you where I'm at with this campaign. I get that people will just leave, but I also want to actually engage with my viewers instead of them just going. Oh well. What do we think? What do we think? Any thoughts on anything? Any thoughts on the OpenVic dev diary that I spent like half the intro talking about? I don't think anyone wrote a single message about that. Great stuff. I basically just do these streams for you chat and to talk to you chat, because since I'm not playing multiplayer, I don't have any of the other people to talk to, so I do these for you, and I talk based on loads of topics you want to talk about. I look for feedback, I thrive off you, we bounce off each other. When that breaks down, there is not much going on. It is just brutal. Thank you Caboose and Joya for coming in with the 2 months of Prime. I appreciate it. Yeah, that's true, Inkalim. That's true. Cheers, mate. I don't know when the thing's getting posted. I think they're currently finalizing it and writing the last bit of it. In any case, it'll obviously be posted on Discord and you'll be pinged about it on the community server. Well, we can, I guess if you don't want to talk about anything, chat, has anyone actually played Vic 3 in the new war system we did or whatever? Well, that's a massive topic. I'm going to do a video about that, because the 1.5 stuff is so interesting and laughable. So, I think it might be I appreciate you trying to bring an interesting topic forward, but I think it's probably too much to get into right now. And I'm going to do a dedicated video on that, like really getting into the nitty-gritty. So I'm thinking for my next campaign, that's right, Lidosh, I'm thinking for my next campaign, oh my god, New Santara formed. New Santara! Where have we seen that? Where have we seen that, guys? Oh my god, they've got a lot of accepted pops. Maori as well. What, do they have cores on New Zealand? They have Maori accepted. Wow. That's a playthrough. New Santara is a playthrough. But what I'm thinking of doing next is Zorao. And let me just tag switch to them. Right. What's their tag? What's their tag? It's something esoteric, isn't it? Because this is one of those countries. Gan, yeah. Thanks, Lidoge, off the bat. Yeah, it's Gan. Like I was saying, it's something esoteric because these countries all used to have different names. It's a bunch of random shit. I think I'll continue 24 viewers. KMS. I think I will continue this stream, but not to play Beornia. I'm just going to wrap it up and look around the DoD world and check out potential future playthroughs. Also, I saw Gilded Destiny has a new dev diary. That's correct. I also want to do a discussion stream with PieChucker. So there's so many things to do. You know, we've got the OpenVic discussion stream tomorrow with a dev diary. We've got a Victoria 3 laughable patch to talk about. And we've got Gilded Destiny updates and a couple of different projects out there. There's so much to do in so little time, chat. It really is. There's so many other things that are interesting to talk about. Yet I'm here wasting my time trying to play this fucking unbearable Beornia campaign that's absolutely fucking terrible. That I've been hating for like 5 sessions. That might have been a bit too harsh. It wasn't that bad. I mean, I have enjoyed them. I enjoy mainly talking to chat and getting the feedback and input from chat all the time. But the actual playthrough was miserable. Like, the state of the country, the lack of resources, the dropping out of GP status, the fighting Lotharingia, the Inca War was great in session 1. But, you know, playing it without a chat would be the least, one of the things I'd rather do the least ever in my life. It's the chat and it's the engagement on a stream that keeps me going. Playing these. And it was I don't know, the multiplayer streams were different. But what I wanted to check was decisions and stuff to get China back. So, this stuff here is probably about getting cores on the rest of Australia. Promote Latinization. Oh, we're getting spoilers here. So, what I wanted to check was if there was a possibility of going back to China, reconquering China as this country. After session 1 it was all pretty uphill. Fuck, I mean, session 1 was uphill as well because the war against Inca was difficult, but it was fun at least. Hello, Sneaky Beaky. I don't know, somehow the session 1 war was the best because I united my whole army, we fought epic battles against the Incas, but then when it gets middle to late game, the cracks in the AI really show. And for the record, you know, that doesn't mean that Vic 3's war system's good, because obviously to make a sequel they should have improved and iterated upon Victoria 2 and improved, made better AI. Fixed all the problems with Vic 2. Early campaigns are always the most fun. Well, that's why we only have, how many viewers right now? 28, compared to 80 last time. The cut-off between session, 5 and 6 is a more than half viewer count drop. That's the cut-off point or something, I don't know. I'll try to work it out. Try to work out why people aren't showing up this time. And it's not because I've decided to suddenly end. I mean, people... I only had about 28 viewers when I did that, and it's one of the things that demoralised me. I don't know. So, New Santana formed. It seems like Sumatra was the nation, or Palembang was the nation that formed it, because the capital is in Palembang. So... But they have... Do they have Javan accepted? Wait, does that have a different name? No, they don't have Javan accepted. Really? They have Filipino, they have Min, which is a Chinese culture, they have Melanesian, Malukan, Champa. Champa is in Southeast Asia. So they have Champa, which is a lot of people down in the south of Vietnam. And they have Min, which is a culture which is, I think, possibly out here. Chinese migrants out here, I don't know. But Min is in China itself. Which one is it? It's the purple one. It's the purple one. And they're on Formosa. Hello, Chad Todd. I'm not doing great because this stream I've decided to completely abandon the Beornia campaign because I just could not take the bullshit anymore. So we're just wrapping it up, you know. I'll be ending soon and we're just having a wee chat before I go. And they have Maori, yes. I did say that about 3 times already when we first looked at them. Yeah. Something in China. I don't think anything in China would be a good playthrough. India, nah. India and China are too obvious. Too many pops. I want something different. The Latin Empire actually colonized this, bringing South Italians, Catalans, and Central Italians into the region. So yeah, Safavid Saturday. Do you think it would be more fun in DoD Fanfork? I don't think they've added much to it. I think that's the part of the world they haven't made much changes to. So I don't think we could bring back Safavid Saturday. Safford Saturday was when I didn't know that much about fanfork or anything, and I just played these challenges, but I used my multiplayer mods to do it. Because we tried to use the accepted cultures and all that. Bringing back the Ottomans. The Ottomans is literally where the Dev Diary Fork people are. Dev Diary Fork? Oh my god. That's what's on my mind because I'm waiting for that fucking Dev Diary to drop. But the fanfork people are currently working on Turkey and the Middle East. That's what they're doing. So I would rather wait until they have made a rework and added a lot of flavour to that region, and then I'd love to try it out. And that would probably answer your question, Doc Irving. Because it's the Middle East they're currently working on. Maybe the Balkans as well. The blobs in America? What do you mean? Do you mean forming it and playing it as a campaign? Nah, that's boring. So yeah, we're just chatting. I can hardly call this a Vic 2 stream, we're just chatting. Is there any football to talk about? So I can justify the football tag before we call it? How about the Congo or the Corn of Africa? Well, I have already said that I am playing Zorao next. I don't know about those countries. Who is the greatest player of Beornia? Leonard Messington. I think some Americans scored a touchdown. Lazio versus Celtic, current 0-0 at halftime. Wow, okay, whoa, we've got some games to analyse. To analysis. We've got an epic Lazio versus Celtic showdown. Wow, that game could go either way. That game could go either way. Either Lazio could win it, Celtic could win it, or they could have a draw. There's always the possibility of a draw. Never rule it out. Never rule it out. That's my cutting edge football analysis. And to be honest, it's not any different from actual football analysis. There's only so much you can talk about in football. Yeah, it's a massive industry where so many people talk about it and there's so much punditry, but there's only so much you can talk about, and the same things happen over and over again. People are like, oh, this player's great. Oh, no, that player's not good. He's not performing well. Oh, that club's doing well. Oh, that club has that many points in the league. It's all the same shit. Over and over and over and over and over again until the end of time. It's really depressing, actually. Imagine really being into football and it's the same shit day in, day out, week in, week out. This team's doing well. Oh, our team won. Oh, they lost. It's just... Imagine living like that. Imagine watching punditry in your spare time as well and paying attention and going, oh, he makes a good point. Going to be a penalties game. Oh, Lazio versus Celtic down to penalties. Well, it's currently only at half time, so there's still definitely another 45 minutes in which either team could score a goal and prevent it from being down to penalties. If that's what you mean. Either Celtic or Lazio could score goals in that half of the game. That's my cutting edge analysis. So how does this football match affect the DM situation in Diplo? Which football match? Lazio versus Celtic? Well, Celtic is actually a Scandinavian team, which is, you know, there's a lot of rebels in the rest of the country, but, you know. So, Celtics will bring it home. Well, that's your opinion. I mean, it's hard to make predictions, you know. So yeah, Zorao is gonna be a great campaign. I'll play that, and next I'll play maybe Nusantara, or a country that can form that. Let's go to 1836 and have a look at the countries in the East Indies and see what they can do. Does Zorao get cores in all of Australia? Well, of course they probably do, yeah. Probably. So what have we got here? We've got Yugoslavia here, and we've got Burgundian East Indies, and we've got Bantam. So there isn't really an independent Java at the start. It's actually all Burgundian puppets. I didn't know that. It's actually all fucking Burgundian puppets. All of it. Most of it. Wow. What can you play as here that's independent? Ah, that's interesting. Bantam 300k, Yogyakarta, Yugoslavia. Just cut the game down to the penalties part. Save a bunch of time and more interesting than watching a bunch of folk running around in a field. Yeah, why not? And we've got... So I wonder what the best country is for forming Nusantara. Paraguay here is independent, so they might have a chance. What would happen if I were to click on this country? No Chad Todd, no spoilers. And I don't know. It's hard to tell if the spoiler is acceptable or not if I don't know what the spoiler is. But so this country has formed Nusantara. You need to own or have sphered all of Nusantara's cores. And that's a lot. So I'm not sure how the other one formed. Damn. What's the civilization level around here? The Burgundian East India is 70% civilized, which you'd expect it to be 100, but maybe it's them that can do something and form, break away from Burgundy and form Nusantara. Let's back out and check the East Indies, the Burgundian East Indies. Living life as a puppet. Right, this is the Burgundian East Indies and it was very laggy. I own quite a few bits of land. It doesn't just consist... Burgundy itself is a good nation to play as in this mod, I'm sure it is. Maybe someday. I've got no decisions. I don't think this country is meant to be played. Chad Todd, tell me right now. Since you know a thing or two. Is this country viable and meant to be played as? I'm playing Burgundy right now. I mean the East Indies. I'm looking for nations that are the best to play as to form Nusantara. I'm going to check that puppet underneath. I'm going to check Yugoslavia. This is a puppet of Burgundy, but that might help them westernize quicker. So here we are. They do have the decision to form Nusantara. Possible. For improved technology. Yeah, this country starts with a couple of techs. A couple of good techs. For westernizing. There could be TCP. It's supposed to be annexed by Burgundy later. Yeah. Yeah. I think this country could be viable. There is a boost that you get. Ceylon Treaty Stagnation. What is that? Research points minus 70%. The Ceylon Treaty has granted specific protections to Asian nations that prevents rapid-fire conquest of our territory. This has resulted in stagnation and for the entire continent. No real effort to civilize is being taken. By anyone with the sheer exception of Japan. Wow. Okay. Ah. And then the tradition national value is just terrible for westernizing. Interesting. But there are other countries up on the other island. This one's just a feeling of Spain. 100k pops. What's the tag? According to the fan wiki, it says that Malacca is good for forming it. Now, which one's that? Ah, yes. Okay. A Scandi sphere. 133k pops. Right. What's the tag of Malacca so I can just switch to it? Mac is Macedonia, of course. Mal for Mossy. Because of Mali, maybe? Mali. Either it used to be called Mali or it's based on an existing tag called Mali. Didn't I try MLC? Yeah, when I'm asking for the tag of a country, I'm pretty much asking people who know or can look it up quickly or something. MLS? Haven't I tried that? No. MLS is actually a football reference. That's Major League Soccer. I no worries, Chad Todd. I'll be wrapping up this stream anyway, you know. If anyone does have donations or subs though, they'd be greatly appreciated. Malacca tag, I mean. Let's see if someone will know it in the time it takes for me to resign and just click on the country. I should have had a channel point bet on that. Nah, it's quicker to tab out and just look at the back out of the game and look at the country than it is to get the tag. Can't believe it. You can get an alliance. So this country is sphered by Scandinavia. Would they accept an alliance? And then maybe you can do that thing where you can call Scandinavia into your conquests and stuff. Have an army. No, I don't want a quick protection. Mate, are you what? That was Macedonia. It was Macedonia, mate. So this country has Enlightenment. Oh, this one's different. It's got Enlightenment as its national value rather than tradition. We've got a couple of techs. Oh, we've got some tech. This is an advanced nation. And it's like 40% westernized. Yeah, they're right. This is the one. Form New Santara. Yeah, I would play this. But it's going to be another hellish difficult campaign, isn't it? Possibly. You get Malay as an accepted pop, which you have. These people are everywhere. Loads of Malays. Which is not in that sense. Not Malays as in Malays. No sphere. I would attack this country off the bat. They start with no brigades. My first move would be to attack Paraguay. Then maybe Aceh. I wouldn't ally them. If you need all your cores and stuff to form New Santara though, I wonder how you'd get stuff off of Scandi or Burgundy. Interesting. Spaghetti Bolognese. Interesting culture. It's of course it is! Johor! It's Johor in vanilla. And they changed the name of the country to Malacca. Yeah, that's why. If you do some thinking, if you really think about it, you could work that out. It makes a lot of sense. You just have to compare it to vanilla. There are some countries out there that have completely different names in DoD, but they leave the vanilla tag. For example, the Danubian Confederation is SGF, as I know well from making the Bavaria series and looking in the save and editing and checking stuff. You know, checking borders, checking pop numbers, troop counts, you know, going into the save, tagging around, doing my background research for the series. And I'm sure there are other examples of vanilla countries having their name changed. There's a lot of examples of countries in DoD which used to be called something else in DoD, and then they changed it in one of the next versions, like the Belgian Confederacy is NBG or Sept or something, you know, the Septimans, there's a name change around that. Beornia, its tag is NAN, used to be called something else, New Camelot or something. Loads of examples. Tag lore, DoD tag lore. It was SEP, now it's NBG. KAL is Baluchistan. And you know why that is? Right? Think about it. Because of Kalat. Kalat. That is the same country. In vanilla, that is Kalat. It exists at day one. It's renamed to Baluchistan in this DoD. So that's another perfect example. And Ching Chu's tag is DNG. I'll prove it to you. DNG. For Dongguo, I think. I think it used to be called Dongguo, and other versions, there's a multiplayer version of DoD in which it's called Dongguo. So, there's some lore. Yeah, the Khanate of Kalat. I don't know. So yeah, shall I call it then? That's there's no OpenVic dev diary yet, which is annoying, you know. But if the stream had gone on as much as I intended, then it would have dropped during the stream. Just look out for it on Discord. I'll post it on Twitter. I'll post a community post maybe, and we will do a discussion stream tomorrow. Oh yeah, Dzungar is CHG. Yeah. DNG is not Dzungar. Yep. All sorts of different tags and names that end up being very confusing. All these different tag changes and name changes through the years have left us with a situation where some of the tags have nothing to do with the name of the country. But when you research where it came from, you find out about the history of DoD and what these countries used to be. So, in other words, Divergences of Darkness has diverged itself a lot. And DoD, it's diverged between the HPM DoD and DoD fanfork. So divergences, and then they diverge, and then there's even more divergence. DoD lore. Not lore as in the lore behind the mod, but lore as in the history of the development. And I've been thinking of looking into that and making a video about it. Hello, Soldier You. There have been so many different past versions of DoD and different people working on it, different ideas, going a long way back. It would be really interesting to take a deep dive and look at the history of DoD. I think people would be very interested in a video on that. And I've done some cursory research over it, and yeah, there's plenty of interesting stuff to talk about. I need to behave myself on the Paradox forums though, because in October I got myself banned for a month for praising the Vic3 team and saying they did a great job, but it was me that said it as a joke, so I got banned for a month. And then I wasn't able to access the fucking forums and see the history of DoD during that month. Like, even when you're banned, you can't have access to these channels, and you need to have an account to see certain channels on that forum. So you can't do it while logged out. Banned for complimenting them? Yeah. But, you know, I admit, I was just doing a little bit of trolling and joking. I didn't mean it. Well, 1TC you say make a secret account. During the time I was banned, I did, and it was also banned permanently for being an alt or a sock puppet. You're not allowed to do that. I just made it as an account so I could browse the history of fucking 10-year-old Victoria 2 threads, and they still banned it. Like, didn't do anything with the account other than check old threads. But, you know, my month-long ban is over. But it was your brother that made the account. Yeah, it was, yeah. It was. You know, the account of the moderator that banned me, it shows the perfect distinction between the new days and the old days of Paradox. The account that banned me from the Paradox forum, its account, the moderator, that person's account was made in 2020. Do you want to know when my Paradox forum account was created? 2012. Like, I go way back. I've checked that forum for fucking over a decade. And then there's these new people that come along with 2020, put their pronouns in their bio, it's all the modern stuff, and then everything's changed. I'm not saying that's bad, I'm not making a comment there, I'm just saying, you look how times have changed, and things are all different. Even in, like, you know, it's crazy, right? It's a stereotype. Your grandparents and all that, older generations will always talk about how things have changed so much in their lifetime. I can see massive changes in my own lifetime now. And I'm 26. I'm looking back at old days. I'm looking back at the old days. And I'm looking back at 2012 when we had our cool forum accounts before pronouns. And then, now you look at... I'm becoming old, basically. You look at the Zoomers. I'm not making value judgments, though, personally, right now. Just looking at how things have changed. Let's not talk about that. I was just using it as an example of how things have changed. The Paradox forum changing so much is a small dichotomy. The Paradox forum used to be really edgy, apparently. I never really have found examples of that, but I've had people talking about how it used to be edgy. And of course that's like the other opposite side of the spectrum of things. And of course so did I. You know, I used to be edgy. I used to have my edgier days. But the Paradox forum itself, and all the Paradox people, Paradox as a company, you know, they're very politically correct now, of course, and I'm not making a value judgment on that, but they used to have their own edgy days. Even their community, all that. I mean, they used to be just a little indie grand strategy development studio, so of course they would have been edgier, and their community. And then they transition over to being very politically correct. And I'm not making a value judgment, having pronoun moderators banning people in the forums for praising Victoria 3. Sarcastically, I suppose, to be fair. That's not that bad a joke, Lidoge, actually. Oh, how times have changed. How I feel like an old man at the ripe old age of 26 looking back at the good old days of 2012. When the biggest thing you had to worry about was the world ending, according to the Mayan calendar. You know, you only had to worry about the world ending. It was nothing major going on at the time, it was just a laugh. But where I've gone on this tangent from is, I'm very curious about the history of the development of DoD and the various versions. So maybe I'll continue looking into that more now that my Paradox forum account is unbanned. And we'll check out all those old threads, see where the ideas came from. Because you can probably look back and you can see people starting to come up with the ideas for different things that we now take for granted as part of the OD. Maybe see the ideas for the dual monarchy, see Burgundy coming along, all these things. See how they developed. What was the thought process? What were people suggesting at the time when these decisions were made? Yes, Inculim. That's right. Oh hey, I actually caught a stream live. Oh, he doesn't know. He's clueless. He thinks he's catching an epic stream live. He doesn't know that I'm basically wrapping up this campaign and that I'm going to leave soon and that we're just kind of shooting the shit about random topics for a few more minutes. He doesn't know. His innocence. I'm even gaining view. We're up to 40 now. I mean, I'm gaining viewers doing nothing. Just chatting. Sad day, but that's how the VODs of this series seem to be going. Yeah. If you can tell from the last two VODs, yeah, you knew it. People know it's coming. Yeah. Nah, he doesn't have too much ignorance. He knows. He's been seeing the VOD trajectory. I came into this one thinking we'd solved the African colonization problem, but it fucked me over in worse ways than I could have possibly imagined, and I gave up. That's right, Friendly Fire. Turn your notifications on for this stream. I put out community posts. I put out Twitch notifications. I'm going to go and delete that community post now, because it's not an accurate advert anymore. But in that community post, I of course made the point again that forming England as Beornia, the contrast between this kind of campaign in multiplayer and single player is unbelievable. In multiplayer, you can just get England transferred to you by Scandinavia without really doing anything. And then in single player, it is possibly one of the greatest challenges in Victoria 2 single player. I tell you what, you know, for these challenging campaigns, I really need to bring back the old China strategies. I mean, back in the day, in single player and even to multiplayer to an extent, people used the China cheesing strat, where you go in, land in China, blockade them, and take land, and start eating China to disproportionately massively build up your country. That's what we need to do on these shitty little countries. I could have done that as Beornia early on. The odds are against you, it's not wrong to cheese. It's not that much of a cheese, it's a different strategy really. It's not exactly cheesing anything. Cheesing stuff is like using console commands and tag switching to make people accept pieces, which I've done in all my campaigns. But you know, people used to do that in multiplayer, of course, and that is how you develop the anti-China land-taking rules in multiplayer. Does Fanfork let you take Chinese states? If I were to tag the Beornia and go to Tuning, yeah, you can. What if I were to restart a new Beornia campaign, but I just go completely down the China route? But then I would have to start off by fighting the Inca War again, you know. We could. The other theory is to go back to a previous save after that Inca War was done. And then take the cheesy, well, not really cheesy, the China route. Yeah, exactly, Incalim. I know some mods only let you take concessions. Yeah, some mods block you out from taking Chinese land altogether. And it makes sense to do that. It makes sense. I mean, some of them maybe only limit you to taking treaty ports. So yeah, if anyone has any last minute tips or donations are subs. But other than that, I don't know. What are they saying about the dev diary? They're still writing it up. They're making those finishing touches. You know, trying to get it worded exactly right. Anyone who's ever written professional stuff or anything in their job, studies, know exactly what that's all about. Got to word it just right. I just started playing VicTube myself. I couldn't tell you how to play a modded SP game. Do you mean you don't know how to install a mod, or are you just very new and you don't know what's going on mechanically? Yes and yes. Well, installing a mod is very simple. You download the mod, you'll get a folder and a .mod file. You just take both of those, go into your directory. I quit Komodo and I'm going to end the stream soon. Go into your Vic2 directory, you know, wherever you've installed it, and put them in the mod folder. That's it. And then you'll see it pop up on the launcher. Highlight it. If you have any more issues or questions, feel free to ask in my Discord. Getting wording just right on a dev diary must be pretty hard. Don't want misunderstandings. Yeah. And there's loads of other dynamics going on with this shit that you don't want misunderstandings over, that one day you might know more about. But yeah, I have a little bit more understanding of, you know, writing dev diaries, so I know what's going on when Gilded Destiny writes one, and I even dare say Victoria 3. I can sympathise with the individual effort of writing a dev diary. I see it's difficult to get the wording right. I mean, for Vic 3 as well, the people writing those dev diaries have a lot more expectations and things on their shoulders. And to be honest, I mean, look, I don't know if the individuals writing those dev diaries did it badly or anything. It was just the content of what they had to write about and what the game was doing was so bad. And I guess they communicated it as best they could. They communicated the bad information well. You know, the writing was all fine. But certainly, the most infamous one, the dev diary on the first one on the war system. That one was they must have been very careful about how to word that, knowing the bombshell they were dropping in the community. But it was a failure of a dev diary because they did not justify themselves at all. They did not justify their moves or provide reasons or go into details or give us a little anecdote about how it relates to Victoria 2 and how they went into Victoria 2 and went, you know, I don't like this, let's change. They didn't do anything. They just said, here's our war system. It's different. It's we've got these 4 pillars. It's going to be strategic. They tried to hide away from actively saying that we're removing micro as much as they could, danced around it. It's stuff that should go down in history, and to never be repeated again. That's right, Vape Nation. At least you remember that. A lot of other people don't remember that. People will come out with shit like, I was a hater from the start. From the start, I was completely balanced. On the one hand, there were all the doomers, who were doomers anyway, and there were many, and they were saying no matter what it is, it's modern paradox, so they'll make it shit. And I was balancing that with the genuine hopes that they might come out with something good, and always keeping an open mind. But when they dropped the war dev diary, that's it. There's no coming back from that. That's right. That's the true narrative if you were actually there watching me as I did all these streams and discussions. Haters you know, Victoria 3 massive fans who never listened to a word I said will say, oh, he was an absolute hater from the start. But yeah, that's right, 1941, and that goes back to the actual announcement stream where Martin Anwood came out and said, we're keeping the pop system, and I was like, okay, good. But yeah, he said we're keeping the pop system and it's going to be deeper than ever, and that was, I mean, maybe in his head he thought whatever he was doing was making it deeper than ever, but I think it's pretty objective that it's not deeper and it's shallower. But it's hard to accuse him of lying, because I think he probably believed what he was saying. So it's just that the vision was flawed. The vision was very, very flawed. They took that vision and tried to make it work, tried to talk about it, tried to make interesting dev diaries about it, but when the vision's that bad, the end result won't be good. It can't be. But what I did in those early days of the early dev diaries was I tried to balance Doomer opinion versus Hoper opinion. And I would ask people questions and I would try to look for... Like, honestly, I do remember trying to be as balanced as I can. You'd have to go and rewatch them and check and see exactly what we were talking about, but that's what I remember. Even if I was with people on those streams that came from Vic 2 multiplayer that might have a slightly more Doomer aspect, I was asking questions and I was giving them the benefit of the doubt. And then they threw it all back in our faces with that fucking war system. And they accused me of being a hater from the start anyway. It's a sad time, a sad story. There's an idea going around that AAA game devs these days are just less skilled and talented for various reasons. I know it's overly simplistic, but I just can't get it out of my head. It makes sense. Yeah, I don't know what is going on. It's hard to look for any underlying reasons. You might even have to start getting into politics and all sorts of other shit. But AAA, big studios, it's just all... There's so much shit. Like, Modern Warfare 3 came out not long ago. Starfield is pretty mixed. Like, the big studios. Creative Assembly is an absolute dumpster fire. What is going on, you know? But people still give Paradox a big free pass. And granted, they've done very well with Crusader Kings 3. But Victoria 3 gets massively defended. And they have so much marketing money to get the content creators on their side that it just doesn't get the right treatment for what it is. And I'm not saying that it should get absolutely destroyed just for the hell of it. If it was truly scrutinized to the extent that it should be and criticized, and people didn't accept sponsorships for it, then they would realize what they did wrong and either rectify it or use it to fix things and do better next time. It's not as if I want the world to burn for the sake of it. Proper scrutiny leads to real improvement. That's basic, common sense. And if they're simply not able to make something good, then, well, they are a business. They must then therefore fail. People keep saying they're a private business, they can do what they want, they can sponsor who they want, they can make whatever game they want. If they're a private business, they can also fail when they do it badly. Yeah, well, there's mixed opinions on CK3 as well, but I think it's very fair to say that in general, it's done a better job than Vic 3, and it's certainly more faithful to its predecessor than Vic 3 is. Well, there you go, Soldieroo, exactly. You have no idea how many small anecdotal cases of people saying exactly the same thing I've seen. But here we are talking about that topic again, but maybe we should wind that down and actually think about ending the stream, eh? What are the other big games that have come out shit lately? Anything? Does anyone have any other examples other than Starfield, Modern Warfare 3, anything Creative Assembly's done? And by the way, you want to know something fucking ridiculous and hilarious, right? I was watching this massive YouTube video about the Bronze Age collapse lately by fucking... I haven't watched the whole thing yet. Where's that? Which one was it?
Skill issue.
Thanks for the two. A shame Beornia had to end battle words and upwards.
Well, thank you so much for the $5 Hamrick. I really appreciate that and the kind words. We're going to be right back with another DoD fanfort campaign, and I'm going to play Zorao. So the content will continue. Now, what's that video I wanted to mention? Thanks so much for the $5. Invicta. So, Invicta made a video called What the Fuck Happened in the Bronze Age Collapse, and it seems, from what I've watched so far, excellent. You know, very well researched, contradicting false past historical claims. Looks good, right? But then, at the start, there's a sponsorship for Total War Pharaoh, which seems so out of place. Not because the game isn't in the Bronze Age, it's well in place for the history of it, but it's out of place in that that game is shit. And to see a great, well-researched, fantastic history video by a renowned channel sponsoring the most dogshit game you've seen ever on the Bronze Age. And it's just again, you know, these sponsorships, man. I don't know. It was jarring to see such a good history video go into, oh, we're sponsored by Total War Pharaoh, the worst game you've ever seen in your life. Of course, I'm willing to skip the sponsorship advert and continue watching the video, of course. It's not going to stop me watching. It's good stuff, but, you know, sponsorships, eh? I'd rather have had a sponsorship about a completely unrelated product than that. There's a spate of history channels being sponsored by those wank Become a Scottish Lord scams. Yeah. I mean, I'd have rather had, you know, if you're scared of being invaded about the Sea Peoples, maybe you should get NordVPN. That would have been a better sponsorship than Total War Pharaoh. But they can do what they want, of course. Anyway. Yes, it makes sense in terms of the CW perspective. Not CW, Total War and Creative Assembly. It makes sense for them to sponsor a historical video about the Bronze Age. But the fact is, the game is terrible. You know, why would people sponsor slop? If you were to do, say, Raid Shadow Legends, at least if you're doing a Raid Shadow Legends sponsorship, there's no pretense that you're actively trying to sell people a good product. Everyone knows what it is. Everyone knows it's the most shitty, scammy little mobile game ever. But if you're doing a sponsorship for that, you're really only doing it because you need that grind and you need that money. But if you're sponsoring something like Total War Pharaoh, at least, you know, it feels like you're trying to do something that's relevant and good that you genuinely believe in. And stuff like that. But anyway, that's enough about that. Now, actually, I saw something lately. Last thing maybe to talk about. Yes, 1940. That's, yeah. Marketing departments ruthlessly just want to sell the product. Whether they even know or care that the product is good or bad, or faithful or relevant. I think on the content creator side, though, that it would be nice to vet things that you're sponsoring. Is this a good game about this period? No, then maybe I won't encourage people to buy it if it's shit. I mean, why? At the end of the day, you're encouraging people to buy a product that's shit. Anyway, so what's this Empire Total War 2 mod that's come out? I saw something about that really recently. Does anyone know anything about this big mod or conversion for Empire Total War? What's going on there? I can't remember if I saw a YouTube video or a Twitter post or something about it. Not Empire 2 as in a game, but a massive Total War conversion that has improved stuff. Let me Google it since I don't think anyone knows. Empire 2. I might check it out. It might be something different to stream. I heard about Napoleon 3. Oh, Ridley Scott has only just made Napoleon 1, and he hasn't even done Napoleon 2. He's already talking about Napoleon 3? Fucking hell. There's another thing we can complain about, though. A shit film about Napoleon. Yeah. Woo. So what's this? This is what I'm talking about. Any info? That's a lot of videos. Years in the making. So V 4.0 is out. Years in the making after the initial success of Empire Total War. I thereby present you Empire 2. Stability achieved, loads of units, an early 1700 campaign, playable co-op and multiplayer. Is it only LAN? Can you do this online with friends? That could be something me and PyChucker or some other friend could do. But yeah. Does it improve the AI? New CAI and BAI, campaign AI and battle AI for the final realistic battle. The projectile system has been completely reworked from scratch using real-life trajectories. Is that Voland approved? Do we know? Has that got the? I know he talks a lot about the fucking projectiles in the Total War games. Are the projectiles in this mod Voland approved? So, 40 units in SP and MP battles. So multiplayer battles. Italy and Germany region upgraded to better represent their strength. I remember Italy being a weird region to play in Empire Total War. It was hard. I don't even think in base game there was an Italian country you could play as. You had to use Darth mod to unlock more countries, right? France was one province. Oh, yeah. Is there anything here about more provinces added? This could just be a changelog for a version and they've already added loads more provinces. Is there just a map of the campaign map? Okay, I mean all these screenshots of battles are nice, but they should also put the campaign map up there. Well, that just looks the same. Right, let's look at this one. This is Italy. I'm squinting and I'm looking at it, and it looks like there's still one French region, one Rhineland. So maybe not. But anyway, so a lot of people in some of the Vic 2 multiplayer community servers that I've played in have been really into Medieval 2. I've never been into Total War that much, and when I was just playing it alone single player when I was younger, I was more into Empire. So the Empire 2 really speaks to me. I know a lot of people prefer Medieval, and more people that are really into Total War preferred that, but for me, Empire was my favourite. So that one right there really appeals to me. Might play that sometime. But like I said, we have so much to talk about. We have OpenVic, we have Vic 3 stuff, bullshit to talk about. We have Zorar to play, and we have like Gilded Destiny and updates on that. A couple of other projects. So yeah, maybe I should actually wind down and stop the stream now. Yeah, I've been threatening to stop the stream for the past hour, if not longer. Napoleonic era was never my thing until Mount and Blade went there. That was my thing when I was younger, so I got into Empire Total War, and I got into Mount and Blade Napoleonic Wars. Really loved that shit. Great times. The Napoleonic Wars mod for Bannerlord has been out and being well developed. I mean, I should also check that out. Get in a regiment, play some line battles. But anyway, thank you for the subs and donation, and for the moderators. Please do join the OpenVic community server. That dev diary will come soon. I swear. You know, we promised a November dev diary, and like, people have been complaining, where's the November dev diary? November's not over yet. A November dev diary will take place sometime in November, and people are complaining that it's not out yet. My brother in Christ, it's still November. It's not as if we promised an October dev diary. Although, to be fair, back in October I do remember promising big OpenVic updates a lot. But in my defense, that was, you know, I was asking the OpenVic team, what's up, when's the next update, what's going on? And they were telling me there's big stuff coming up soon, maybe in a week or two. So I relayed that to my stream. Okay, I'm just the middleman, don't shoot the messenger. But, you know, the November dev diary is absolutely coming, probably tonight. Right, that I can tell you. Forget the October stuff. Alright, okay, thanks for watching. And I do really appreciate the great chat that me and you had chat. After a slow start, we really got talking, and it was a great time. So, there was my chatting stream today for you. It's hard to claim that that was a Victoria 2 stream. But we will be back, and I'm also considering Brazil in TGC. You too, Hammerick. Sometimes the game doesn't want to be played. I know, it just felt, these past couple of sessions, and what happened in this session, it's like the circumstances of the game are actively making me not play it. It's telling you to fuck off. You know, the African countries didn't want to be inherited. The Lotharingia AI wanted to be annoying. Amazonia wanted to deck on me with the DM before the epic showdown. That dual monarchy and Amazonia war on me really killed a lot of interest, because everything was building up to fighting the dual monarchy on my terms, and then they just join from a random sphere bullshit war, and I fight them, I hold off their invasions, and there's nothing I can do, and I have to fucking white peace. Yeah, that's not very good. That's not dramatic. Go play a non-meme country. Zorao could arguably be a meme country, but I think Australia genuinely has so many good resources. Do they start with these resources? They do start with one bit of coal, but they will get more. And they also do have lead and iron, I do believe. Yeah. It starts with stuff. It starts with stuff. A coal province with 66,000 pots is better than 1940. I didn't even have that 1k coal province until about fucking 1875, by the way. That was like a mid to late game appearance, and it was only 1k, less than 1k at the time. Yeah, you do need to colonise most of the iron, but I think the European powers will, and that's the issue. Were you there for that battle? I don't remember you, but yeah, that was so annoying. It's totally in character for them to go back to China. Oh yeah. This isn't a China cheese, this is the genuine campaign. I watched the VODs. Oh yes, of course, you did watch the VODs, yeah. And now, this time, you're a part of the VOD. How does it feel? You're making VOD history. Because half of this VOD has just been me talking to you. You're now immortalised on the next VOD. This will be a controversial VOD. Do you think this one will get dislikes? None of my VODs have had any dislikes for ages. Maybe even one or two here and there. Actually, the one with where I mentioned the Falklands might have gotten disliked by a couple of Argentinians. Sorry, lads. But this one, oh, the way it went so badly. We'll see how the VOD gang reacts. It wasn't the best. I hope they find the chats we had interesting to listen to. When the VOD crew is watching, the OpenVic dev diary should have dropped a long time ago as well. They have that. We're sitting here talking about that dev diary throughout the whole stream, wondering when it's going to drop. But for the VOD, it's probably VOD viewers, it's probably already out. Honestly, really cool. Well, I'm glad to hear that. One of the things, the VOD, the idea of having that VOD channel, on the one hand, it could be taking away viewers from my streams, because people think, oh well, he's going to upload the VOD, I don't need to bother going to see it live, right? But it could also bring me viewers to my streams by people going, oh my god, these streams are so cool, I wish I was there talking to him when they're happening. So I don't know. I think giving people the freedom and the option of having the VOD or going in live is probably the best thing to do, like as I do. Just let people choose. Either way, if there's more options, you know, more people will watch them. The VODs do get a high amount of views. The Beornia VODs get between 1,000 and 2,000, which is a lot for a massive full stream. Assuming that all these people watch the whole thing. And I don't know what the viewer retention is, but I think if someone is going to actually click on a 4-hour VOD, you'd expect they'd be doing it in order to watch most, if not all of it. You know, why would you click on it? Alright, cool, kill him, yeah. It must be quite annoying if you're watching a stream live for a bit, then you have to go. It might be annoying to try and pick up where you were coming back to the VOD like the next day. So what you could do, pro tip to all the people that watch live and then have to go and then have to catch up with the VOD. If you put uptime, if you use the uptime command, it'll tell you how far into the stream this is. So 1 hour and 43 minutes. If you have to go now, for example, you can just take note 1 hour and 43 minutes, and then when you come back and see the VOD the next day to finish, you can just go straight to 1 hour 43 minutes and pick up where you left off. There you are, everyone, pro tips. Yeah, that's right. Bet you never thought of that, eh? Glad to hear it, Battle. It was great to talk to you as well. But yeah, we definitely should end the stream now. Zorao is going to be so bad, you think? I think there's going to be an epic showdown against the other two Zorao nations. I think there's great expansion we can do into the East Indies, as long as they aren't all a Beornian, Burgundian puppet. There's more iron that we can go and grab in the Philippines. That's really good. Here. And then on into China. And there's even India and Southeast Asia expansion. There's so much expansion around here, and since it's single player, the AI great powers will barely even do anything. Other than what they might do on the island itself. I don't know how that's going to resolve itself. I think there will be event chains where it won't just be like a fucking sandbox campaign like Beornia, where you have to keep fighting Scandinavia over the Falklands. I think there's going to be event chains for this. They have event chains, these three countries. They're probably way more in-depth than Beornia. So that's also a good reason for playing it. These are fleshed out nations, all three of them. But I think I want to play this Sultanate one. Unless... Well, there is a debate as to which one to play. I mean, fucking hell, it's going to be... There's a oligarchic republic, parliamentary republic, and an absolute monarchy. If I'm going to be honest with you, it's probably better to play as the republic one, so that you can get immigration. They do count as New World, I do believe. So, we can talk about that when it comes to it. We'll talk about that on Zorao Day. conquering Australia will be such a pain in the ass. Yeah, well, I'm hoping that the event chains can find a way through that without doing really annoying wars. But given how it's gone so far with Beornia and maybe other campaigns, Liberty in the fucking Caribbean, oh my god. Well, we'll just see what happens. If it ends up as another Beornia failure like this, so be it. I'm happy to say, put my hands up and say I failed to come home to England as Beornia in single player. But it's really challenging in single player, and I'm a seasoned multiplayer player. Single player players who are used to single player and know the strats in single player, like getting Chinese land, they could probably do it. And if any of you viewers watching now live or on the VOD are able to have a Beornia campaign and think you can do it, show me on my Discord, post your map, tell me some strategies and how you did it. I'd be genuinely curious. Whether it's DoD Fanfork or another version. But yeah, thank you for the subs and donation and modding and viewership and engagement. Thanks everyone. Beornia is over. It didn't turn out. The memes, the release of Bavaria Part 13 where they formed it, you know, the hype around that. It is what it is. We move on. We're going to move on to a new campaign. We've got many other things to talk about. And we've got Bavaria Part 14 on Friday. And more Lethal Company. Don't forget that. Right, anyway. And yeah, that fucking infamy preventing you get immigration. Yeah, damn. That was also an annoying thing for Beornia. Anyway, bye.